Hello and welcome to Mangatora 96, and today we're going to talk about One Piece. Today's topic will be a pink-haired Sanji with big boobs. I'm of course talking about the best Vinsmoke sibling, Reiju. This video will be in the same style like my Straw Hat discussion videos were. I will go over Reiju's personality, her role in the story and her combat abilities. But before we start, here's a brief overview on who Reiju is. Vinsmoke Reiju, also known as Poison Pink, is the eldest child and only daughter of the Vinsmoke family. She is the princess of the Germa Kingdom and a commander in the military army of Germa 66. Unlike her cruel and abusive brothers, Reiju can be kind and empathetic, but this is frequently masked by a cool, callous demeanor due to the militarism of her family and her father's stern disdain for compassion. As a result, Reiju prefers to show kindness only when it will not endanger her own comfort or safety. During her childhood, Reiju would openly laugh at Sanji's misery as he was enduring his brother's vicious acts of cruelty. However, she confided to Sanji that she only laughed with their brothers to avoid being subjected to similar cruel bullying herself, as she would treat him with care and sympathy when they were not around. Reiju also expressed concern for Sanji when it was said that he had died, but as usual she hid her concern behind a smile. She even cried in secret as she listened to their father cast Sanji out of the family, before helping him escape onto the orbit and encouraging him to find friends on the sea. Her instincts for self-preservation resurfaced when she could not understand why Sanji would return to a home that abuses him, just for the sake of protecting his mentor. To this day, Sanji remembers Reiju and their mother as the only family members to treat him with any degree of compassion. Reiju's general manner is mild and reserved, and she very rarely reveals her true thoughts and feelings to others. Throughout her life, she has disguised her shame and disdain for the Vinsmoke heritage behind an apparent enjoyment of the luxurious royal lifestyle and a false respect for their family's historical strength, achievements and privileges. In truth, however, Reiju's innate sense of morality leads her to believe that her kingdom is nothing but a war machine that the world would be better off without. The view applies especially to her father and brothers, excluding Sanji, but also to herself and her own actions as a mercenary. Like her brother Ichiji, Reiju also prefers to think or muse silently to herself as she watches certain developments unfold, hiding her true thoughts and feelings behind an enigmatic smile. Indeed, the only person to whom she has ever openly expressed her true thoughts and feelings, whether as a child or an adult, is Sanji. Reiju has been shown to possess great intelligence and intuition, as she was the only person among both her family and the Straw Hats to suspect that Pudding may not be what she seemed. She has also exhibited a calculating side. For example, she appears to be aware of Sanji's weakness for attractive women, showing him 10 beautiful chambermaids that would be at his beck and call, in order to convince him to accept his arranged marriage. She also easily charmed the Sanji retrieval team in the first meeting, humiliating Yonji and apologizing for his behavior in order to prevent a confrontation with the Straw Hat pirates. Reiju's occasional actions and manner of speech can be slightly flirtatious. Even before she was properly introduced to Luffy, she unabashedly placed her mouth over his in order to suck out the poison which was festering throughout his body. Reiju outwardly displays respect for her father, unlike Sanji, who was put off by judges' display of a portrait of himself standing before 4 defeated kings. Reiju defended their father's action as an admirable demonstration of his power and strength. Furthermore, Reiju's pride in her own royal status most probably derives from her father. Despite this, Reiju has stated that her loyalty to him, including obeying his instructions in order to achieve the family's ambitions, might on occasion have been forced by certain modifications made on her. Additionally, after Sanji was cast out of the family by Judge, she cried in secret at his cruelty to her brother. When Sanji revealed Big Mom's plot to Reiju, she replied that she was content to see their father and his organization crumble. She has also exhibited signs of resentment at her father's role in her mother's death. After the Big Mom pirates revealed their treachery, Reiju silently acknowledged that her panicking father was at fault for taking away Ichiji, Niji and Yonji's emotions when they displayed no fear of death. In spite of her resentment for him, she showed concern for her father when he confronted and was struck down by Big Mom. Reiju deeply loved her now deceased mother, visiting her regularly while the latter was bedridden in the final years of her life. While Reiju knows the reason for Sora's early death, which was the result of taking a dangerous drug designed to counter the effects of the surgery on Reiju's 4 then unborn brothers. Reiju does not allow Sanji to blame himself for their mother's death. Instead, Reiju cherishes Sanji and his kind personality, which Sora had given her own life to protect. As an adult, Reiju continues to recall memories of her mother with great fondness. Like Sanji, Reiju also adopted her mother's legacy of compassion for the weak, albeit acting on it secretly in order to avoid displeasing judge or offering herself as a target for her younger brother's brutality. Reiju appears to get along with her first younger brother, as she seemed happy to see his and Niji's safe arrival at Whole Cake Island for Sanji's arranged wedding. However, after finding out that Big Mom wants to kill the entire Vinsmoke family, Reiju confessed to Sanji that she views Ichiji as a murderer who deserves to die. Though she pities him for having his emotional capacities forcibly removed by their father, she still dismisses him as barely human. Later, when being attacked by Big Mom, Ichiji ordered Niji to leave a targeted Reiju behind, calling her weak. In response, Reiju called her little brother not cute. Reiju appears to get along with her second younger brother, as she seemed happy to see his and Ichiji's safe arrival at Whole Cake Island for Sanji's wedding. However, after finding out that Big Mom wants to kill the entire Vinsmoke family, Reiju confessed to Sanji that she views Nichiji as a murderer who deserves to die. Though she pities him for having his emotional capacities forcibly removed by their father, she still dismisses him as barely human. Despite her detesting him, Niji appears to hold some care for her, as he seemed concerned for her when Big Mom targeted her and attempted to save her before Ichiji told him to leave her behind. As a child, Reiju did not bully her third younger brother like Ichiji, Niji and Yonji, but she did laugh along whenever she saw him get attacked or put down. However, she explained to Sanji that her behavior was the result of her fear of being similarly bullied by her brothers and that deep down she secretly hated their vicious and brutal natures. Sanji in return confided in Reiju that he wanted to grow up to be a cook. Reiju also treated Sanji's injuries from incidents of bullying and showed some concern when it was stated that Sanji had died in an accident. Due to her sympathy for Sanji, she freed him from the dungeon he was locked in and helped him escape the Germa kingdom. Reiju is shown to be deeply hurt by her father's disownment of Sanji, tearfully telling him that he would meet kind people out in the world. After 13 years of estrangement, Reiju's behavior towards Sanji was initially equivocal. At first, she sided with her family in viewing Sanji primarily as a means to achieve their ambitions. She appeared to cuff him with exploding wristbands when he was distracted in order to prevent him from escaping the wedding. Also, while she thanked the Straw Hats for everything they had done for Sanji, this care seems to only extend as far as required to serve her family's best interest, as she completely disregards Sanji's own personal attachments and estrangements from his biological family. Sanji in turn treats her coldly in their first reunion since their childhood and rejected her attempts to re-establish their family ties. Throughout their reunion, Reiju often expresses surprise and intrigue at Sanji's mannerism. She complimented the durability and strength he had developed since their childhood and quickly noted his gentlemanly manners towards the family servants, while the rest of their family expressed outrage at Sanji's denouncement of their royal pride. Reiju simply smiled fascinated. However, after Sanji revealed to Reiju about Big Mom's plot to assassinate the Vinsmoke family during the wedding, Reiju believed he's immediately stating he wouldn't lie to her. She soon confided to him that she never believed that Sanji was a failure, since he grew to be the caring and compassionate individual their mother had always wanted him to be. Reiju tells Sanji the truth of his birth, revealing that their mother took drastic preventive measures to fight Judge's genetic engineering of his brothers, which only worked on him. After Sanji began bringing Sora's food, Reiju was able to witness firsthand how proud Sora was of Sanji's benevolence. Reiju tearfully acknowledged his kindness and encouraged him to leave Whole Cake Island with the Straw Hats, even if it meant leaving her to die. Sanji in turn initially objected to the idea of allowing Reiju to die, revealing to a touched Reiju that he does care deeply for her. On the day of the ceremony, she expressed worry for him after finding out that he was still on the island, wondering what he intends to do despite knowing Big Mom's plan. After the Big Mom pirates revealed their treachery, she saw Sanji running towards her and the family, which made her realize that Sanji had attended the tea party to save their family. Reiju was deeply moved by the extent of Sanji's kindness and thanked him silently for proving that their bloodline was not completely corrupt. For his part, despite his entire family being in peril, Sanji saved them from Big Mom's plot after Judge questioned Sanji on his reason for saving them. Reiju watched as Sanji gave his answer and smiled when the Solomon Judge promised to never interfere with Sanji's life again or lay harm on the East Blue. Reiju and her family soon went out to hold off the Big Mom pirates, while Big Mom herself targeted Reiju. Sanji and Luffy came to her aid as she looked on in shock at their actions. At Cacao Island, Reiju and her siblings came to Sanji's aid once again, while Ichiji, Niji and Yonji sought payback against the Big Mom pirates. Reiju helped Sanji out of concern for him, saying anyone who hurts her little brother will have to answer to her. Reiju and her youngest brother appear to have a typical sibling relationship, despite their royal setting. As his elder sister, she has no qualms with humiliating him in front of others when she perceives that his behavior is unbecoming. While this irritates Yonji, they are united in their efforts to realize their father's and their family's imperialistic goals. However, Reiju has referred to her father and 3 brothers as murderers whom she is willing to allow to die, though she pities him for having his emotional capacities forcibly removed by their father. Due to being a member of the Vinsmoke family, Reiju possesses political power over the Germa kingdom and over the world government. Unlike the members of most royal families, she, as well as her father and siblings, is also a commander of their kingdom's military, directly leading their forces in combat and other activities. As a member of the Vinsmoke family, Reiju also has access to the advanced technology development by her family, as well as their extravagant wealth. Reiju has sharp intuition, as she had some suspicion that Pudding was not the kind of person she appeared to be, a feat that Pudding herself complimented. She also has an excellent memory, as she is able to perfectly recall an intense argument between her parents when she was only 3 years old. She is shown to have a strong will, as she was able to withstand Big Mom's burst of Supreme King Sake and remain conscious from her loud scream. Due to the genetic enhancements, Reiju possesses immense superhuman physical abilities that were additionally honed through a strict training regimen from a young age. Like her brothers excluding Sanji, she has an outer skeleton known as an exoskeleton, which allows her to take more damage than a normal human. She is noted to possess an extraordinary recovery rate from injury. Reiju has immense strength, being able to bend metal bars at a young age. With a single hand, she grabbed a rampaging Luffy who was wreaking havoc in Whole Cake Chateau and quickly pulled him into the infirmary. Additionally, like Sanji, Niji and Judge, Reiju is also extremely proficient in using powerful kicks, as she kicked Yonji, another genetically enhanced human and a fellow German commander, off their ship and into the sea, despite his attempt to defend against her. She also successfully used kicks against Charlotte Smoothie, one of Big Mom's sweet commanders, in order to force Smoothie to release Nami. Reiju is also capable of moving at rapid speeds and was fast enough to instantly evade Perospero's Candy Wave. As a result of her genetic enhancements, Reiju wields poison-based powers that have garnered her the epithet of Poison Pink. She can suck poison out of people via mouth-to-mouth and ingest it while having exhibited immense immunity to the most virulent of poisons, such as extremely lethal doses of armored stonefish skin poison. As shown when she saved Luffy, said poison was said to be more than enough to kill any normal human instantaneously, as well as even a giant, and was causing Luffy, who has himself built up an extreme poison resistance, to come to the brink of death in no time. Thanks to her ability, Reiju casually extracted and consumed said poison, and with it the rash it had brought upon, without suffering any ill effects, even noting it to be a delicacy. It was shown that when she is consuming poison, the butterfly wings of her outfit gain additional rings on their pattern. Reiju is also capable of secreting poison from her body and combining it with her physical attacks. The poison is potent enough to affect powerful enemies such as a sweet commander Smoothie, who called it troublesome. With this, I covered everything I wanted to cover about Reiju in this video. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more One Piece content as well as other manga content, and until next time, take care.